Helen,
And I'm Liz,
and we're sisters
scientists,
and lifelong X-Files fans.
and this is We Want to Believe.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome, colleagues. Hello.
Going.
Good. Me? I don't know.
Yeah,
It's going
you.
well for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. No one else can
Yeah.
answer.
That's true. Yeah. We
Or they
care how
can.
you're doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could email us,
Yeah.
We usually say at the end of the episode, let's say it now. Send us your creepy stories, Um, anything vaguely X-Filesy, even if it's like, I really thought I put down that piece of paper on the counter, but then later it was on the table, you know. Dun, dun, dun.
You know the story where I've told the one about where I was just really tired, but I thought my apartment was haunted. When I was
Probably, I'm not sure.
that I had been out real late on a Saturday night with my friends, and I was supposed to go, well, and I did. I needed to go volunteer for what was the AIDS Network of Wisconsin in Madison.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going to go to the farmer's market and like be one of the table people and answer questions and stuff. And I set my alarm, and I must have set it like accidentally way earlier, or I can't remember how it worked, but I like woke up in the middle of the night after only sleeping a little bit, and apparently started to get ready, and then realized I didn't have to be up yet and laid back down and went to sleep until my alarm went off. But what happened was I woke up around like 7:30, so after barely any sleep. And because I had to be there at 8, and like all of the stuff in my room was moved around from when I had gone to sleep.
Whoa.
And my friend Molly was asleep on our couch. This was on Doty Street.
Mm.
And I was like, Molly, did you come in my room and move my stuff around? And I was like legitimately concerned that our apartment.
Wow.
Because like my mini skirt was like under the blankets with me, like real weird stuff. And no, I was just tired.
Gotcha. You just started getting ready in the middle of the night and
Yes.
then stopped. Yeah.
Yeah. So stuff like that.
Yeah. And I mean, like that does happen in high school, during the winter, I'd get up and it would be dark out.
Yeah.
My high school would start at 7:35, the first classes period. And so, you're getting up in the dark. I'd get up at 6:30. So one time I woke up at 1 a.m. was like, it must be time to get up. I don't know how I got that idea. And I woke up and brushed my teeth and put my contacts in, and then was like, wait. So, yeah.
Hugo has been sleepwalking. Very alarming. Because the other night he went straight to the front door.
Oh,
yeah. I was in the basement playing guitar, and I was upstairs watching TV, and I hear him get up and hear him start to go downstairs. And sometimes he'll wake up and not know where he is, and like know to find Zach in the basement. And so I got up and followed him, luckily, because he could have just gone to the basement, and I saw him like starting to like he didn't unlock it because he was asleep, thankfully, but like was like starting to like do the handle on the front door to grab it. Yeah. And then I like kind of corralled him back towards the stairs, and then he went for it again. And I said, "Where are you going?" And he said, "Upstairs." It's like, no, upstairs is this way. And then he sat on the couch and tried to kick us and scream at us because he was tired and we were trying to put him to bed and just wanted to stay on the couch. And it was all sorts of complicated and unpleasant. But yeah, his sleepwalking is getting more and more concerning.
You could always do something where you like in front of the door, you just set up like, I don't know, some pots and pans or something that if he actually tried to get out would wake him up. Something loud.
Well, we have an alarm, luckily.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah. So we've just been having to be more diligent about making sure that's on.
Yeah.
So.
Hi. Wow. I mean, it runs in our family. Like I sleepwalk, or I used to when I was a kid. I don't think I do anymore. And I think our mom did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just talk. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell money.
Cool. So I kind of alluded to this when we started talking before we were recording. I kind of overstuffed my day in a way that was not actually able to be done
Oh
in
no.
the way time works, but I stole some time. Um, it's an X-File.
From
I
who?
uh, Chris Carter? I don't know. I downloaded an app for Chrome where you can adjust the speed of videos.
Oh
And
God.
I watched this X-Files episode on 1.25 speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I found that that was a speed at which I could still understand everything. It all seemed pretty normal. It
Wow.
just, yeah, I tried 1.5 and that was madness. So,
What how long did it take? What was the
I
difference?
mean, I didn't actually pay attention to it, but if it's,
Oh,
let's say it's a 40-minute episode, then, divided by 1.25. Yeah, so like 32 minutes,
okay. Yeah,
Yeah, so I probably cut it down by like 10 minutes. So,
nice. Huh.
yeah.
Cool. It's good to know.
Yeah, yeah, it's called Video Speed Controller.
Oh,
Yeah, it's an app for Chrome. I recommend it. I
neat.
feel like there's other situations where I want that, where like if I'm watching a tutorial on something and someone is just talking
Yes.
so slow. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think I mentioned this before, doing my own nails.
Oh yeah.
And some of the nail tutorials, I just want to be like, just show me what to do. Just show me what to do. Just stop. I don't care. I don't care. And which is probably what people are saying right
I
now.
was just thinking, oh no, that's what they're saying about us. Just talk about the episode.
Whoops.
Yeah, but this is our art, so you can
Yeah.
they can deal with it. They can
Yeah.
find some other podcasts.
They can put
Um,
it on 1.25. I won't be offended.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Okay, so you
Yeah. So
watched
I did that. I watched Hell Money,
cool.
most of it. No, I watched the whole thing, but fast.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, overall, I will say this is a creepy, creepy episode.
Oh, really?
Ugh, yeah, it really is. And it is, I think, I mean, it takes place in Chinatown in San Francisco, and it definitely has that like othering sort of
Mhm.
thing. But I do think
Yeah.
at least like I think the actors all do a good job. I think it's a compelling story, and I think like on a smaller scale, I didn't feel like any of the characters seemed like just stereotypes or something. Like they all seemed interesting to me, but it just, it just felt a little bit like ooh mystical. And part
Yeah.
of that is there wasn't anything else mysterious. But this is not an X-File.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, just like straight up
Yeah.
murder?
I mean, there's like one or two moments that could maybe be spooky, but
Huh.
also I think could be explained a different way. And yeah, it is just like that is one of the criticisms of this episode from critics and stuff is that this could really be on any other police procedural show.
Interesting.
And
But the acting and stuff was good?
it was, yeah. I mean, it was a compelling. I mean, it was so creepy. It was
Huh.
so creepy. Oh my God.
Huh. In a way you
Yeah,
think I'd find creepy too? Or is this like a
I think
biology sort of
so.
creepy?
I mean, it is definitely biology, but I have to think you'd find it creepy too. We'll
Okay.
find out.
Yeah.
So it opens in a parade in Chinatown in San Francisco, and there's a man kind of running through a busy parade area, and you hear gunshots. He makes it to his apartment, but there's like white paint with Chinese characters written on his door. He goes in his apartment. There's a guy there. They have a scuffle, and one stabs the other. I honestly was not sure who. This is
Huh.
another really dimly lit episode.
Oh no.
I just kept hitting the brightness on my computer, like, surely the brightness is not all the way up. And like, I don't know why it didn't need to be this dimly lit. It absolutely didn't, but it
Yeah.
was. So at least one of the guys dies
Okay.
or is stabbed or something. There's a scuffle. Um, there's a stabbing. And then we see there's some spooky masks on the wall. I mean, they're meant to look spooky. It's like, oh, ooh, show the masks, scary. And then we go to a different scene at like a funeral parlor, and there's a guard there, and he's like playing a little handheld game, just kind of spacing out. But then he hears the crematorium fire up, and he's
Oh,
like, that's not good. So
no.
he rushes over there, and there is a man being burned alive in it.
Oh, man.
Mhm.
Oh, creepy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it really, really is. And so it's one of the two men who were in the apartment. So
Okay.
again, I'm not exactly sure what went down, but one put the other in the crematorium.
Okay.
Um,
Ooh.
so yeah.
Better that
Ugh.
than buried alive? I mean, that's all I got.
Yeah, but God, like that's a low bar. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, I guess I'm
I
thinking like personally, like if someone messes up my death,
oh,
or
gotcha.
that
Yeah.
sounds like something they didn't do a good enough job. Um,
I mean, kind of. I mean, if you're not dead and nobody notices,
yes.
I mean, that's
Um,
why I've often thought cremation is the way to go because you know for sure you're dead.
yeah. Yep.
But in that imagining, you're at the very least very unconscious and not aware of what's happening because no
Yes.
one would actually. I have to assume I'm not going to get murdered. I I know we
It's
both have anxiety
unlikely.
problems, but I feel like that's probably okay to
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah. Yeah. The stats are on your side.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Most people aren't murdered.
Most people are not burned alive in a crematorium. That's true. It's definitely less than like 1 in 10 for sure.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember from my epidemiology class what it is to constitute a public health problem. I think it has to be like 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 10,000, maybe. For it. So I think it's at least less than that.
Yeah, being burned alive in a crematorium is not a public health
Yeah.
crisis. Okay. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Great.
Um, so so Mulder and Scully are brought in because apparently there's been a spate of these people being burned alive in crematoriums in other big cities, and it's mostly been recent Chinese immigrants um, who have moved into the Chinatown of the big city. And so Mulder looks inside the now empty crematorium hole or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and there is some writing in white, another like Chinese character. And so they're talking to this one detective, and then they're like, well, we need to work with someone who's fluent in Cantonese. And so they bring in this other detective who is Detective Glenn Chow, and he's played by B.D. Lang, who is in a number
Oh,
of things. I was like, oh yeah, B.D. Lang. But then I just feel like, oh yeah, I know who he is, but I'm not super sure what I would know him from. I feel more like I know his name, to be honest.
yeah.
He's really good looking for what it's worth.
I thought he might be.
You had that feeling.
Is it BD Wong?
Ah, shit. Did I mess it up? Maybe.
Well,
Or maybe that's who.
there's a Katie Lang.
No, that's not Katie Lang. No. Oh my God, I think that's what's wrong with me. I think I mixed up BD Wong and Katie Lang. Oh no.
That's
Ah,
hilarious.
that is exactly what happened. And Katie Lang is, I mean, for starters, not Asian and not a man and not an actor.
Oh, he was the father of the bride.
Oh, was he?
He was Howard Weinstein. He
No,
was
no, that doesn't. Isn't Howard Weinstein? What?
the wedding
Isn't
planner.
that? I thought their wedding planner was Franck.
Well, right, but his like
Oh, he was in Father of the Bride part. Oh
no.
no, right there, I see. Oh, I guess I don't remember it that well.
Oh,
Um, I only remember Martin Short's character, really.
oh, he had like an assistant too.
Okay, okay. Um,
Oh, and he voiced Captain Li Shang in the Disney animated film Mulan.
oh, okay. That actually might be how I know him. BD Wong. God damn it. I can't believe I mixed him
Katie
up with
Lang.
Katie Lang. Oh God. Okay.
Anyway,
He's
the
the
guy.
other detective,
Got it.
Glenn Chow. Yeah. And so he translates it and he says that says ghost. And then they find that there's some kind of, it looks like money, but it isn't. And he's like, oh, that's hell money. It's for this festival of the hungry ghosts that's happening right now, where you leave this like fake money out that you can buy out to like appease the
Ooh.
ghosts.
This is sounding familiar. I mean, I've seen this episode, but Hugo is very much my child. And
There's
recently,
no chance it was some other woman that Zach
oh, Good Lord. No, he was the unmedicated birth. He is
Yeah.
absolutely my child. I remember. Um, no, he got really into this graphic novel called, I think it was called Ghosts. Um,
Oh, yeah, I was with him. That was you bought no, you were
I bought something,
bookstore. Oh, that wasn't that?
I don't know. He has two graphic novels that are about ghosts.
Oh, okay.
But one of them, I don't know exactly which one,
Hmm.
is about hungry ghosts.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
it features like a girl who's a Chinese immigrant, and her
Mm.
father sells dumplings, and they like do it to appease the ghosts and stuff.
Oh, well, there is a girl and her father as part of this episode as well, but I very much hope that it does not follow along the same lines in the book your 7-year-old is reading,
I
because
mean,
it
someone
is.
does end up a ghost. So it's a, but no, probably not like this.
You have no idea what
I
I mean. Maybe
no,
you'll remember, but it is so horrifying.
probably
Uh,
not. No.
yeah. There's some things that are like, oh, okay. I'll just try to like be like, and if you're really icked out by stuff, just skip ahead. Um, so yeah, so Scully is kind of thinking this seems like maybe like a gang retribution thing. Um, they go and they check out the guy's apartment, where there was the
Yeah.
kerfuffle and the stabbing, and Glenn is like, yeah, I don't know what the writing on the door means. That isn't anything I recognize.
Huh.
And they're
Mhm.
like, it smells weird in here, and it's clean. And they're like, oh, it smells weird because there's brand new carpet put in. And
Oh, that's not a
yeah.
good sign.
Right? And so
Yeah.
then, yep, they notice Scully finds some especially, I don't know, noteworthy looking herbal medicine in a bag. And Mulder lifts up the carpet and finds blood, of course, a lot of blood.
Oh,
Um, and then we see in a different scene, there's an older man and a sick young woman, his daughter, and that daughter is Lucy Liu.
oh, cool.
Yeah, this was like before she got famous on Ally McBeal. So,
Wait, she was on Ally McBeal?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I never
Yeah.
watched that.
Yeah, I think you're like probably a little too young to have
Yeah.
watched it. And I didn't watch it much, but I would actually watch it because it was on after the X-Files
Oh,
sometimes.
funny.
So, yeah, but
That's
later
how I would end
seasons.
up watching Northern Exposure.
Oh yeah, I would leave that on just till you get to the part with the moose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And then it made me
Um
feel safe enough to go to bed. I'd seen the moose, and I was like, okay, all right, it's late.
I understand. So she is sick,
Mm,
Lucy Lewis,
okay.
and so like her and her father are talking and like um and they're speaking Chinese and it's subtitled. A lot of the episode is subtitled, which apparently was noteworthy at the time.
Oh, hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, it was cool. Wait a
Yeah.
second. Anyway, so okay. They just talk, whatever. We see that guy. I'm gonna call him Dad because I never really got a grip on what his name was,
Okay.
and he's Lucy Lou's dad. And his kind of whole deal is he wants his sick daughter to be better.
Sure.
She's laying in bed, something is wrong. And so then we go to this very crowded gambling hall. And there's all these guys, and it's very loud and boisterous. And then these three dudes in suits come out, and they have like a big suitcase full of cash that they show everyone. And there's like, here's the pot, it's up to this amount. And then they have two jars. And in one of the jars, all the different people there put in a little, I don't know, stone
Token?
tablet thingy. Yeah, like something like with their name or like, like a ticket basically,
Oh,
but
uh-huh.
it's a stone. And then in the other one, well, we'll get to the other one. So they choose a name.
Uh-huh.
They pull out a name and it's some other guy, and it's a guy with a glass eye.
Okay.
And the guy with the glass eye then has to choose something else from the other jar.
Okay.
And he's not happy about what he pulls out of that jar. It's a little single character written on a little stone thing.
Okay.
I'm missing a noun that is useful. I don't know what the noun is.
Token is not the noun.
That's not token. It's thicker
Coin.
than that. It's not coin because it's a rectangle.
Oh.
Uh, Um, I have this
What's
feeling.
that square?
Um, Yeah. What are those things?
Like a
It
domino? Like
it
a
looks a lot like a domino. It
okay.
that isn't the word I'm looking for, but it's domino adjacent.
Okay.
Well, this one though, I'm sorry. The ones with their names are domino shaped. This one is
Mm.
a triangle. And the thing is, none of this actually matters. So like, you just need to know he pulls something out. It's
Uh-huh.
not English, and he's upset.
Okay.
So then the men in the suits take him away, and the dad of Lucy Liu is just kind of watching solemnly.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we're back to Mulder and Scully, who really are just sort of they really don't as somebody put it in a review online, they could be pulled out of this episode and not much would change. I don't actually think
Huh.
that's true in way I'll get to later, but they really not much is happening with them.
Yeah.
They
Again,
go,
weird.
yeah, I know. It is weird. It's
Yeah.
like it feels like there's this other show that exists about BD Wong,
Yeah.
and they just are like guest stars or something.
Hmm.
And so they and BD Wong go to the herbal medicine shop that the order came from, and they show the woman at the shop the message, the like white paint on there, and she says, "Oh, it says uh, it means like the house is haunted, like it has something
Hmm.
to do with this festival of the hungry ghosts." Um, and so then BD Wong starts talking more about this festival of the hungry ghosts and what it's all about. And while he's giving that voiceover, we see that the guy with the glass eye is seeing what looks like maybe some ghosts, and the ghosts are holding organs.
Yeah. I think I
And
know where
then,
this is going. Hmm.
yeah, and then we see a surgeon
Yeah.
who's going for him.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
assuming he pulled out instead of like something that wins him the money, it's like a now you lose this organ sort of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Creepy.
And so I apparently the idea for this episode came from Chris Carter having the idea of there should be the phrase was pyramid scheme for organs, which and then also they had the idea of like something taking place in Chinatown with big business sort of controlling things for Chinese immigrants. And so they
Ah,
combined the two ideas. Um,
creepy.
because apparently in interviews and stuff, people would be like, this must have been inspired by something real. And they would be like, no, it definitely was not. Um, yeah, it's so disturbing to me,
Oh,
the
yeah.
organ thing.
Yeah.
The doctor, though, is played by James Hong. So that was exciting. Do you know James Hong?
I don't think so. Uh,
You do because you've probably seen him in many things because he has 463 credits on IMDb. He is
oh, that guy.
that guy. He is
Yeah.
96. He has upcoming credits still.
Oh my
He has
gosh.
been acting since the late 50s. He has been in so many
He was
things.
in Wayne's World too. He was
He's
Cassandra's dad.
exactly. He's Cassandra's dad in Wayne's World 2, and he is the host, the maitre d' at the Chinese restaurant on the episode of Seinfeld, the Chinese restaurant.
Oh, hey, he also was Chi Fu in Mulan.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he did a lot of animated voiceover work.
Oh, cool.
And so
All
I'm
right.
a little bit obsessed with James Hong. I like went down this rabbit hole about him a few months ago where I like couldn't sleep, so then I'd just stay up late and read about James Hong.
I started reading about the Dust Bowl last night when I couldn't sleep,
Oh.
and that was not great. I'll keep this in mind. He was also in Turning Red. He did one of the voices,
Oh, no kidding. What voice?
Mr. Gao. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you? I really hate it.
Whatever. You're wrong.
I like the panda. There's something that just like I don't know, I find it really annoying.
I mean, the girls are annoying, but they
Yeah.
are annoying, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I liked it a lot.
Okay, that's fair. A lot of people
Mhm.
do. I think I'm in the minority
Yeah,
here.
but I feel like there's a fair number who don't as well, but I feel like they don't for reasons that irritate me, whereas I can't
Yes.
actually argue with you not liking it for just finding it annoying.
Right. Yeah. No, I think it's great that they're like showing young girls and talking about like, I mean, kind of talking about getting your period, kind of just
Yeah,
alluding to it.
yeah.
Like, I think the premise is good. There's just like, I don't know. And I know that it was supposed to be kind of anime-esque, like with their like facial expressions and stuff and
Mhm.
like exclamations. And there's something that, yeah, just annoys me about it. It has nothing to do with any like political stuff.
Yeah, like
Very
people,
clear.
I had some review where they were like, well, who's going to relate to this? Because it's about a Chinese immigrant in Toronto, so who wants to see that? And I just feel
Yeah.
like,
There are
oh
none
my
of
God,
those.
just go to hell. Just like
Yeah.
who, I'm sorry, I like you only want to watch things that are only about your specific experiences. You must be really boring. How did anyone print words you wrote ever?
Yeah, you
I've
know,
got a lot of rage lately.
that's fair. I
Yeah.
also like haven't been a lion in Africa, but the Lion King. Like,
Yeah, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like people don't say that about sci-fi or fantasy.
Yeah.
It's just like, of course, oh, but it's a girl who was a teenager
Yeah.
in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
James Hong, though. Okay, so
Cool.
I have a story I'd like to tell about James Hong.
Cool.
Should I do it now or at the end
Yeah.
of the episode?
No, I
Okay,
want
I'll
to
do
know
it
now.
now. Okay, so interesting thing. He was in the National Guard. He's from
Oh,
Minneapolis originally. That's
huh.
where he was born. And he was in the National Guard, and the National Guard unit that he was in was called up to go in the Korean War.
Oh, wow.
And they went down for training to this fort, I think in Kentucky. And after their like days training was over and whatever, he would entertain his fellow National Guard members. He was so entertaining that instead of deploying him, they had him stay at the camp to be like the head of the live shows that they would put on at the camp.
Oh my gosh.
And so,
Wow.
he talked about how like he feels like, I mean, he's still alive today, and
Wow.
he's like he thinks it's really possible given
Yeah.
attitudes at the time that like he was going over to Korea and he's Asian American. He's like, he just feels like somebody would have killed him somehow. Like he just has this
Yeah.
feeling that he would not have survived that war. And instead,
Wow.
he's had this incredibly prolific acting career.
Wow.
Um, but the other thing I want to point out is that this is a plot point in Arrested Development when Buster is doing his army training, and then I think it's that character J.K. Simmons. I don't trust myself with initials and names today. But he's like he gets pulled out of army training
Oh
and put
my
into
God.
USO training, and they take off his hat and they put a top hat on him and they give him a like baton. Um,
Right.
yeah, so I was like, that's the James Hong story. That can really happen.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I was excited to talk about that. But yeah, I'm just really
Cool.
happy James Hong exists and has
Yeah.
done so much work and had such a long, successful career.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but he's not good here today
Ah,
because
he's the surgeon.
he's the surgeon.
Ah,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah. So so we see him kind of look at the other eye of the guy, ugh,
Oh.
and then we see a cemetery at night, and it has a guard, and the guard notices three men going for this one grave, but then he calls for backup, and Mulder and Scully and BD Wong come, and they're like, well, it was the guard is like, well, it was an empty grave, so I don't really know why
Huh.
they were there. But then Mulder digs a little in the dirt, and they're like, oh, he was trying to get 2-for-1 burial because they were burying another body under the dirt of this empty grave because somebody was going to be buried in it tomorrow. So then they were like, well, then this body wouldn't be
Oh.
found.
It's pretty smart.
No, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I do live across the street from a cemetery. It's good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, you could take advantage of that next time you needed
Yeah.
to hide a body.
Yeah. Great.
So, I don't know. And it's the body of the guy with the glass eye. And
Ah.
Scully does the autopsy, and she is just like, this is bizarre. His body is like a jigsaw puzzle. Like there's a bunch of stuff missing. And she's like, and he seems like he was healthy. And all of these surgeries and removals are from like the last year and a half. Like,
Oh.
and the one thing about this episode that I think is like a little bit less exciting is that we, the audience, basically know what's going on at this point, but they don't, and we still have to wait for them to discover it. And I think like some shows are just like that, and it's just not my preference. I want to discover the
Yeah.
mystery along the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, uh-oh, we're at the gambling house again, and Lucy Liu's dad gets his name drawn.
Oh, no.
And we don't see the aftermath of that right away. But we do see we're back, and Glenn, BD Wong's character, is on the phone speaking Cantonese, and Scully and Mulder come in, and they're kind of oddly combative with him, and they're like, weird stuff is going on, and like, are you too loyal to the Chinese community? And it, like, to be honest with us, and I was just like,
Huh.
whoa, racist much? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, why would you not trust him? I honestly don't know. It does pay off. They are kind of right, but
Oh,
I didn't see it at all. Maybe
huh.
that was in the 0.25 that I sped past or something. But it didn't seem to me
Huh.
like I think, I mean, what? Because I genuinely don't
Like
know.
how they got there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
like
it's
the
not.
only thing I can think is that maybe he was should have known what was written on the door and he didn't. Like
Hmm.
that's all I've got. I don't
Okay.
know. But he's really defensive, obviously, and is
Sure.
just like, look, I was born here. I am American and I am a cop. They don't trust me either. Like it is
Oh,
not how you're
yeah.
seeing it. I'm like,
Right.
they do not see me as Chinese. Um, and so then he takes off and they're like, where are you going? And he's like, I found out who installed that carpet. I am going to go talk to that carpet installer. I just happened to discover it while I was sitting here twiddling my thumbs, not being a good detective. And
Mhm.
he's harsh with them. And I felt like, good.
Yeah.
Um, because it is, even though there turns out to be some truth, it was totally uncalled for.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so they go to the carpet installer, and it is the dad of Lucy Liu. And he has an eye patch on, like a bandage over
Oh,
his eye.
yikes.
Yeah. And they show him, or no, I'm sorry. I got a little confused there. What does that say? Five tap, five teep,
Eye patch?
fire trap. It's definitely an ask. They ask what the deal is, I wrote. Fire tarp. What, what, what does that say? I really do not know. Five tap. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. The main thing is Lucy Liu is there and she's concerned about what's going on with her dad, but she
Hmm.
like isn't quite strong enough to get out of bed to go and talk to them. And they find that little triangular tile,
Oh,
and then they ask BD Wong about it, and he's like, "Oh, that's the character for wood." Okay. All right,
huh.
whatever.
Okay.
And that's the triangular tile is the one that the guy pulls out to find out you did not win the money, you are losing
Right.
an eye.
Yeah.
And so we have a scene where Lucy Liu and her dad talk, and she's like, I don't know what you're into, but it seems really bad. And he's like, I need to protect you. And it's sad and intense. And then we see Glenn, BD Wong, goes to his apartment. There is red paint on the door, and he
Oh,
is intact inside.
uh-oh.
And so Mulder and Scully talk, and they're like, oh, we just got this call. We got to go to the hospital. And we see that before they go off to the hospital, we see that James Hong walking away from that area.
Uh-oh.
And James Hong is giving real big cigarette smoking man vibes in this episode.
Oh.
Like he's very quiet. He's about the same age as cigarette smoking man. He's in the background, and so he goes up to talk to Lucy Liu and her dad, or just talk to the dad. And the dad is like, I am out. I'm done.
Hmm.
Like I
Mhm.
can't, if I die, my daughter will have a real problem,
Yeah.
basically. Like,
Right. Hmm.
and he's like, you can't. Nope. I
Oh.
won't let you. And he's like, oh, the pot is almost 1 million now. So, you know, you have to keep playing.
Oh God.
And he said, no one talks about the game, no one leaves the game. And I was like, oh, it's like Fight Club. Um,
The worst even.
yeah, it is worse than Fight Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do see that Lucy Liu overhears this. And so um, while Mulder and Scully are at the hospital to see BD Wong, they also find out his blood type is O negative, which is the blood type of the blood that was on the floor.
Okay.
So the blood is O negative. So they are like, it must be him. It must be Glenn Chow, BD Wong, who was bled on that carpet or bled on the
Okay.
floor. But I don't
I
know how
mean,
common O negative blood is. It seems kind of ridiculous.
it's the least common blood type,
Okay.
which I find surprising. I know O positive is the most common, which I should be okay with.
Why? How can you? How is?
I am O positive, and I feel a little bit like, oh, I just have what everyone else has.
You don't feel special.
I don't feel special. But still, like 7% of the population in San Francisco is still a lot of people that
Oh,
could
that.
negative
Yeah.
blood.
I guess 7% is less likely than I thought. I thought it would be like 20 or something.
Yeah, still, I mean, that still is a lot of people with no other evidence, that, yeah. Anyway,
Um,
you were going to
so
say though, right? That you once
Oh,
actually
so
sewed.
yeah, I got this spiffy new sewing machine. I was a kid. Our dad was a race car driver at the time. He needed to have his blood type stitched onto his suit, and I did the wrong one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't remember what his blood type was, but I
It's
mixed
O
up the
positive.
positive. Oh, he's O positive.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Just like you.
Just like me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I put O
Someone else.
negative on there. I
Okay.
put O negative. Okay. How do you find out your blood type? I don't know my blood type.
Well, you can find it out I found mine out when I was pregnant, I think, with Willie.
Oh, okay. So that's why I don't know.
They have to check it then. But then they also check it when you're born. So at some point someone would have known
Okay.
our parents.
Presumably, yeah. That's who.
Yeah. It's not like I think you can just get it done, but I think they like usually wouldn't bother.
If I have to get blood drawn for some other reason, can I ask them to tack it on?
Maybe. I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a simple reaction.
I mean, this is the year to do it. I'm close to I've met my deductible and I'm close to my out-of-pocket maximum. But I guess at the same time, that doesn't mean I want an extra blood test. So
I mean, then but yeah.
Anyway,
at least O negative is the universal donor, meaning anyone can receive it, which is at least good because if something had happened to our dad and they needed that blood type, it actually would have been okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, good.
Yeah.
That is good. And what's the universal receiver?
AB positive.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the best one to have, right?
Yes. Yeah. You can't have that.
Why not?
I don't let you.
That's not fair. Why can't I? Oh, is this some sort of Punnett Square thing?
Yeah. Yep. Because our dad is O positive. And so I can never remember what our mom is because I think she is also not totally sure. But regardless, you would only have one allele from her and the other would have to be O. So,
okay.
Yeah. So you could be A or B or O. But you can't.
Damn.
Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. What does it mean?
Oh, it means what type of carbohydrates are hanging out on your blood cells. So, yeah. So our blood cells have different receptors on the outside of them. Some of them have A antigens, some of them have B antigens, some of them have both, some of them have none. And so if you are someone who is AB, that means that you have both A and B style carbohydrates.
Okay.
And then there's the RH factor, which is either positive or negative. So either you have this one or you don't.
Oh, okay.
Positive or negative.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And O is if you have neither?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So negative is if you also don't have the RH factor.
Okay.
So anyone can get that because you're not going to put in something that would disrupt their system. So like if someone has type A blood, they can't get their body would attack B antigens.
Okay. And then AB positive would be the universal receiver because if you give them A, they're like, yeah, we know A. And if you give them B, they're like, yeah, we know B. And they've got the RH factor. Okay. Oh,
exactly. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I learned that I'm sure someone taught it. I'm sure someone said it aloud to me from the front of a classroom at some point, but I don't know that I ever really knew it. So cool.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So Mulder and Scully obviously are, like Detective Chow is up to something.
Sure.
But they go to talk to Lucy Liu again. Or well, because they're actually trying to go talk to the dad to be like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, what the heck is going on? And he's not there. It's just Lucy Liu, and she talks to them. And she tells them how she has leukemia, and they're like, "Yeah, but that's a treatable form." And she's like, "Yeah, but we don't have money or insurance." And it's
Oh,
just, Jesus Christ, America. Ugh.
yeah.
The rage is always there. So,
I
you
think
know,
that's fair.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So she tells them what she overheard between her dad and James Hong, the cigarette smoking man. And uh, they show her that triangular tile and they're like, what does this mean? And she's like, well, that means wood, but it also corresponds to eye in the same way that like fire goes with heart.
Oh.
And so it meant eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, they also see that like a while before he had been tested, their dad had been tested to see if he could donate an organ or whatever to his daughter, and he couldn't. But then they're like, well, we see paperwork here from an organ procurement center from like really recently. Like
Oh.
he already knows he can't donate, so why is he there? And so they go to that center, and they start talking, and the woman is like, I think I know why you're here. We've had a lot of men who are Chinese immigrants come in, get tested to see what they're able to donate. And then when we find someone that we want to have them donate to, their doctor says, oh, they moved or they changed their mind or they're gone.
Oh, jeez.
It's so creepy. It's so creepy.
Yeah.
And James Hong is the doctor. They're like, who's this doctor? And they want to find out. Well, it's James Hong. And so that leads them to the gambling hall. How, Helen? Unclear.
Okay.
Because you have to imagine that it's not like they look up the doctor and his address is this
The
big
gambling.
gambling hall. Yeah. So I don't know.
Huh.
They
Okay.
they they go there though, and as they're getting there, we see going into the door, like through a side door, is Detective Chow. And they're
Okay.
like, yeah, he's up to no good. But actually we'll talk about him. So
Okay.
so he's going inside, and then we see the dad is there again, and he draws another thing, and it's clearly a bad result.
Ugh.
And now Mulder and Scully have like gone into like the back or side entrance, and they're like, what do I smell? Like that's like rubbing alcohol or sterile ice. And oh, I felt so sick just thinking about all
Oh.
this.
Oh, sorry.
Because they found where all the organs are stored and stuff.
Oh,
So
gross.
that's
Yeah.
bad. And we keep then seeing things advance for the dad moving towards surgery by James Hong. And then we see Detective Chow go up and try to talk to the guy in charge with the jars. And he's like, let the dad go. Like his daughter is
Ah.
sick. Like you need to let him go. And they're like, we paid you to protect the game from outsiders.
Oh.
So he was taking bribes from the
Ah.
people who run the game. And so, but then he flips the table and the jar breaks and all the tiles are the same that share that they're going to have to lose a body part. There
Oh.
is no way to win the money. It is rigged.
Oh. I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised. Like,
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, I know.
yeah, these terrible people are terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. Ugh. And so flip the table, and then people are very angry. There's sort of a riot going on. It's loud. Mulder and Scully kind of hear that. But then they're also, as they're going there, they get near, you can't really tell where they are. It's a big
Yeah,
building. They're
sure.
going through passages. They hear stuff. The dude, the dad, he's kind of in like a medicated haze, and he sees Lucy Liu talking to him and saying, I forgive you. It's upsetting.
Yeah.
And just as James Hong is going for him to open up his chest cavity, because it's like they're
Oh.
gonna just take something big, BD Wong bursts in with a gun and shoots him.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Doesn't kill him though, but he does shoot him. And so they free the dad, so that's good. And the James Hong says to BD Wong, "You should have killed me." And Mulder and Scully are like, "What did he say?" And BD Wong is like, "He says the game's not over."
Oh,
So
ooh,
that's
ooh.
creepy.
Yeah.
And then we have like the most cigarette smoking man scene of them all, where Mulder and Scully have James Hong in custody and they're interviewing him, and he's like dressed nicely, or not nicely, but like formally
Uh-huh.
in a suit, and he's smoking a cigarette in a dark-ish room and talking very like calmly and like
Oh,
confidently. And he's talking about the desperation of those people and how he thinks death is not the worst thing. He thinks a lack of hope is the worst thing. And he gave these people hope.
oh my
And they're like, well, you're going to jail for a long time. So whatever. And they leave. And then the first detective they'd worked with kind of comes through and updates them and says Lucy Liu is now on this list to become a donor. So it seems like things are going to be okay for her and her dad.
good.
But unfortunately, there is a wall of silence from all the members of the club, and none of them will testify that anything unusual was happening there.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And they're like, well, but Detective Chow, he should testify. He saw plenty. That should be enough. Um, and they're like, he's missing.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
Yep. They got
we
him.
s- they got him. We see him one more time.
Oh no, is he in the crematorium?
He is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yikes.
Oh God.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
So, I mean, it was really creepy. Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, and
Ooh,
so it's like, I think it had like good pacing. I think it
yeah.
was entertaining. I think
Mm,
it had, the same, those sort of 90s othering of this community, but at least it seemed like they didn't just mash together a bunch of different ethnicities and pretend it
yeah.
was something the way they do in like a lot of stuff with Native Americans. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, man. That's
but
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it was real creepy.
yeah. That is super creepy. And I feel like especially so because it like is a little dystopian feeling, like a little like this seems possible.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, part of it is, yeah, as you'll
Uh,
notice, that's not an X-file. Like
yeah,
nothing,
right. Yeah.
like this all
Yeah.
technically could happen. Like,
Yeah.
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 And I
Ugh.
think it's telling that people apparently would assume it was based on something real. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Creepy. What were they did they ever say what they were doing with the organs? Just like selling them on the black market?
presumably that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, they don't make that clear at all.
Yeah.
Because what we see is they're just in storage there, but I imagine
Oh,
the plan
right.
isn't just to keep them there indefinitely. That would be a really weird scheme.
Yeah. Yes, it would. Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was stomach turning. Yeah, it was a rough one.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good. I mean, it sounds like it was a whole hell of a lot better than Tessa Dispute shows.
Yeah. Again, that had the two problems.
Yes, right.
Yes. Yes. Both that it was just a bad episode and that it had some junk
Yeah.
anthropology stuff.
Yeah.
This sounds like it only kind of had the one problem. So,
Yeah, and it could have
yeah.
been worse.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And next up is Jose Chung's From Outer Space.
Jose Chung's from Outer Space. I
Okay.
think we should both watch it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I never have really liked that one. I don't know,
Huh.
but I am willing to be proved wrong.
I hope you are. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I hope so too. I mean, I don't think I like hated it. I just,
Okay.
people always talk about how much they like it, and I always just kind of felt like, eh. So I'll watch it anew.
Yeah, watch it with fresh eyes. And
Yes.
ooh, too creepy because
Yeah. No,
eyes.
I'll watch it with
Yeah.
my same ones.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Keep those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll watch it with mid-30 eyes.
Yeah. I mean, it's got Jesse Ventura as a man in black.
I
It's
don't see,
insane. And
I
it's got
don't,
the pie and the,
why do I care about Jesse Ventura?
I don't know. He's a wrestler slash, I think he was governor of Minnesota after this at some point.
Really?
Oh God, if I'm wrong, that is going to be one of the weirdest things I've ever said. No, he was. He was. Yeah. Like at some point, yeah, from 99 to 2003.
Oh, huh. No kidding.
But
Okay.
yeah, Yeah, he was a wrestler. I mean, like a
Oh, okay.
professional wrestler, and he's a man in black. I mean, it's just bizarre, you know? It's
Okay.
like, yeah.
Huh.
Oh
Well,
my God, one of the other men in black. Yeah, it's so good. It's so
well,
good. Okay, I'll
one of
just
the
shut
other.
up.
Will I know who they are this
Yes,
time? Okay.
yes.
Okay. All right. Is it BD Wong? Is
No,
is it
it's not.
Katie
It's
Lang?
not Katie Lang either. All right.
All right. Until next time.
Till
Bye.
next time.
We Want to Believe is hosted by Helen Werner and Liz Holden. It's produced by Zach Werner. The We Want to Believe theme music was created and recorded by Zach Werner. Find us at wewanttoBelievePod.com, on Instagram at wewanttoBelievePod, or send us an email at wewanttoBelievePod@gmail.com.